Hello everyone, welcome back to my knowledge share session. Learn with me. Today we are going to continue on the topic on Groovy basics. Okay. In the previous video I gave you some introduction about the Groovy editor and very sample first program, how we can write it and how we can execute in the editor. So in that approach today we are going to continue on the topic called variables. So Groovy variables. So what is a variable? Before going to that, I will just cover this video. I'm going to cover the introduction about the variables and how we are going to define the variables in the script and what are the naming conventions and what is meant by a dynamic type properties in the Groovy script with respect to the variables, and we are going to discuss about the multiple assignments in the variable. Okay. So all of you must be knowing that what is a variable. A variable is just a named memory location for a data. So in the program we will be having some data of any type, maybe a string or integer or date, whatever the case. So those variables we have to store it. Those data we are going to store it in a named memory location. That named memory locations are called as a variables. So this is very basic things. I need not to explain these things for the programmers. Okay. So the variable is maybe of two scope. One is a local, another one is a global. So we shall see in detail about what is local and what is global when we further move on to the other sessions. Okay. Next thing we will see how we are going to define a variable in the script. And we can discuss about what is the naming conventions, the name, how you are going to name the variable, whether it is alphanumeric using underscores, and the variables are case sensitive. And we are also discuss about what do you mean by the dynamic type, and also we discuss about the multiple assignments. Okay. So in this video I am going to cover these points. Then we will move further. Okay. Now I will go to the Eclipse editor and I will start defining the variables and explaining you all these points. And now I am inside the Groovy script. I am inside the Eclipse editor. Let us start working on the definition of the variables as we discussed. Right? We will discuss about how I am going to define the variable and what are the naming conventions, and also what do you mean by that a dynamic type and the multiple assignments. Okay. So I am inside the Eclipse. So let me create a new or I will go to one of my project. So let me go to my first project. In that I will be creating a new program in the source package. Okay. So I will right click on it, new, and I will go to others. I will create a new type. Next, so I will create a class. I will say my variables. Okay, of a class type. Then I will go to next. I want comments. I want a static that main method. Then I will finish it. Okay, so my variables is there. So I will close my old programs. So I am inside the my variables Groovy program. So the package is com.myfirstproject.demo and the class name is my variables. Okay. So these are the comments generated. So just to mention, okay, you can do comments by, if you have the multiple lines of comments, then you can do like this, / then do whatever you want here, my comments, and end with */. If you want a single line comment, then you will say / my comment. Okay. So this is how you will write a comments here. Now we will start defining the variables. Okay. For defining a variable in Groovy script, you have to use one keyword called define. So this is a generic definition of the variable. Say my name. Okay. So when you say my name, now you are not sure about the data type of that. What is the data type of my variable called my name? So generally, it will define as a general variable. So as long until you define some value to it, the type will not be resolved. Okay. So what will say definition my name. Then I will say equal to Venkat. Okay. So semicolon is optional. In Groovy script, semicolon is optional, not like a Java. In Java, every line has semicolon is mandatory. Now in Groovy, it is not mandatory. If you want, you can, for the clean purpose, you can put a semicolon. Okay. Okay. Now this is how we will define a variable in the Java in the Groovy script. You can give a general statement called def, and you will put your variable name, and you will put a value. Now this is complete. After you assign a variable, after you assign a value to that variable, that data type of that variable will be resolved. Until then, it will be generic. Okay. So this is how. This is one way of defining it. Otherwise, you can directly give string my name 1 equal to Venkat new. Okay. I think capital string. Okay. So another way, you can directly give the data type name and give the variable name. So this is another way of doing this. Okay, you got it now. So let us print these values. Println my name I think what is the error? Or I think some problem is there. I will write print println can use this variable, right? Println I will say within bracket my name. Okay, so what we'll do is I will execute this program, run as, I will say run as Java application. So it prints the name Venkat. Same way I will say println my name 1. Okay, I will say run as Java application. So you print both the names. Okay, so now you know how to define a variable, and the naming conventions are like it is alphanumeric, and you can have underscore also. I will say def my discount equal to 1.25. Okay, so I will say println my discount. Okay, so you can use my underscore also, my discount, my underscore discount. This way also you can define it, my underscore discount. So now execute it. So it accepted it. So when you say my discount, until you assign the value 1.25, it is a generic. Once you assign the value, then it becomes double data type. Okay. So the data type part we will see it in the next video. Now we will see only the how we are going to define it. So now you are clear about how to define and what is the naming convention. And remember, the variable names are case sensitive. For example, I give my name, right? Then I will give another. I will say my name, M and N capital. Okay. This is, I will say capital new name. Okay. So remember, the variable names are case sensitive. Now the term my name with different cases will be treated as a two different variables. Okay. I will println my name. Okay. Now I will execute it. See, my name and my name both are same value. That means the name is same, but only the case is different. So it is the Groovy treat these two variables as a two different variables. Okay, that is what we have to remember. So when we saw that how we are defining the variable, what is the naming convention, what is the case sensitive. Then what you mean by the dynamic type is what which I already explained to you. This is when you are suppose you are the name my name is when you are assigning a string, then it will be treated as a string. Same thing, if you change my name equal to 10, then this variable my name will be, previously it is a string, now it will be an integer. Okay, let me run this one. See, now it is printing 10, right? So the variable is dynamic in nature. Based on that, what is the value you are assigning, that based on that value, the data type of that variable will be changed, dynamically changed. This is what it means, dynamic in nature. Okay, dynamic data type. Other one is multiple assignments. Multiple assignments also you can do like that. I will say define A, B, C equal to, I will say in square bracket, I will say 10, 20 and 30. So this is called multiple assignments. So you need not to give A equal to 10, define A equal to 10, define B equal to 20, define C equal to 30. Instead of three different statements, you can give these multiple assignments. Okay. Now let me print ln A, print ln B, print ln C. Okay. Let me save it and run again. So 10, 20, 30 is printed. Okay. Now one more thing you have to remember. You defined 3 variables and 3 values. So it is not mandatory that it should be same. Suppose you are assigning, you defined only 2 variables, but you are trying to assign 3. The third value will be ignored. Anyway, since I removed the C, so I will not put C here. I will comment it. Now I will execute it. Okay, now only 10 and 20 is printed. So the 30 is ignored. Even though the placeholder for the 30 is not available, it will ignore it. The same way, if you put C here and if you are not assigning a value to it, the other way, this other way around, and you are trying to print C here, then a null value will be assigned. Automatically null value will be assigned. So let us execute it. See, now the C become null. Okay, the same way you can do like this also. I will say int is also int. Same way you can define the data type inside here also int. So I will say double. Okay, now I will be assigning the value 30. Let us see how it works. Okay, so this is another way of defining also. You define, but inside that, the multiple assignments, you are specifying the data type. So the data type we will see in the next video. Just for the multiple assignment example, I am using this. So I define double here and assigning value 30. Then let us see how it displays. See, now I automatically added 0.0 here. Since it is a double, then it added 0.0 automatically as well. So this is another way of defining multiple assignments. So the multiple assignments will be working like this. That's it. That's all about the variables in general inside the Groovy. So next video we will see the data type in combination with the variables, so that we will have a better idea how we are going to use variables inside Groovy script. Okay, just to recap. So we saw that what is the variables. Then we saw that how we are going to define the variables. Then we saw what is the naming convention of the variables. Then we talk about the case sensitive. Then we talk about the dynamic resolution of variable at the runtime. And we saw how the multiple assignments is working. Okay, and that's all about the variables. So next video we will talk about the different data types. And also we continue on the same variables, so that I like directly defining variables and assigning the value to it. We will define individually by specifying the data type and the variable name, then how it works. Okay, what are the different way of using the data types and variables in the script. Okay, hope this session will be helpful to you. And I request all of you to please put your comments and put your remarks or what doubts in my comment section. I will be very happy to answer you back. Hope this session will be helpful to you, especially for the beginners. Okay, thank you for watching and thank you so much.